And I was a little nervous about it too. And I said, "You want to run lines?" And he said, "Yeah."
Ron Howard spent decades protecting the image of an industry that raised him. But there are names he can no longer stay silent about. These three men were worshipped by millions. What they did when the cameras stopped will change the way you see Hollywood forever. The first name is one the studios spent years trying to bury. Errol Flynn was the blueprint for every cinematic hero that followed him. The swashbuckling adventurer of Captain Blood, the man every audience wanted to believe in. But behind closed doors, Flynn was something the studios feared becoming public. In 1942, two teenage girls, Peggy Satterlee and Betty Hansen, accused him of statutory rape. Flynn sat through that trial grinning, as if fame itself was his defense. Warner Brothers made witnesses disappear. Fans treated it like entertainment. He walked free. Private letters surfaced in 1978, revealing he had bragged about his conquests and ridiculed the women who accused him. Howard once said reading about that trial was the moment he understood that Hollywood could shelter monsters, as long as they kept smiling for the camera. Flynn died at 50, destroyed by addiction and excess. The legend survived. The truth about him deserved better. Some men build their reputation on strength. Kirk Douglas built his on fear. Douglas rose from immigrant poverty to become one of the most commanding presences in cinema history. Spartacus made him untouchable, but the crews who worked alongside him described a man whose rage had no off switch. Actress Deborah Paget said he didn't just want to own a scene. He wanted to own every person in it. Howard, who studied Douglas closely as a young filmmaker, later reflected that there was a fury underneath that famous smile, the kind that quietly consumes a person. More than that, biographers and insiders have pointed to the 1,950 seconds assault of a 16-year-old Natalie Wood, a claim repeated by her sister Lana in her 2018 memoir. Douglas faced no charges. The machinery of silence that protected powerful men in that era worked exactly as it was designed to. He accepted an honorary Oscar in 1996 to a standing ovation. Howard watched and felt something darker than admiration. Power without consequence doesn't retire. It just gets applause. The third name is the one Hollywood tried hardest to forgive. Roman Polanski was considered a cinematic genius before most directors had found their voice. Rosemary's Baby, Chinatown. Critics called him a visionary. In 1977, he was arrested for the sexual assault of 13-year-old Samantha Geimer at a photo shoot in Los Angeles. The evidence left no room for debate. He pleaded guilty, then fled the country before sentencing and never returned. Hollywood fractured. Some condemned him. Others defended the art as if it existed separately from the man who made it. In 2003, he won an Oscar for The Pianist from Exile. The audience rose. Howard did not. He said later that all he could think about was that girl at 13, and how applause must have sounded to her after everything she had endured. Polanski remains in Europe to this day, shielded and celebrated in circles that still choose the work over the victim. Talent is not a defense. It never was. Ron Howard didn't share these stories for entertainment. He shared them because silence has a cost, and Hollywood paid it for too long.